me being here. Yes, this is our very first award show, the Wasted Opinions Award Show. And today we're going to be showcasing some movies. Movies, actors that are in movies, and some other things that are in there too. It's not going to be your conventional award show. This isn't about things that came out in 2023 or 2024. This is things that came out ever. Things that we love, movies, actors that we love. And we just want to showcase them a little bit. But before we get going too far, I figure we should introduce ourselves. I am CountryBoy. To my immediate right.
I'm no one-hit wonder. I'm the whole fucking album. I'm LewisLightning.
I'm Captain Hiccups. MussKeg.
Captain Hiccups. Wonderful. So yes, like I said, this isn't your conventional award show. We are going to be talking about things that have happened way back, who knows when movies first started till recently. So they can be anything. And some categories might be strange to you, but you know, they're things that we talk about on a daily basis. So I guess I'll get things going with my first nominee.
Question.
Oh,
Sorry.
You know what we should do first?
There's a few things we should do first.
Probably a shot.
I was going to ask, what happens, what do the winners get of the categories?
We do have an actual award here. It is called the Candy. This is the Candy, named after the late, great John Candy.
Canadian legend.
He is a Canadian legend, Canadian comedy legend. We love him. We wish he was still around. And so we thought to honor him, we'll give an award out to those that deserve it, named after him. Mm-hmm. And then we'll do a shot as well too here before we get going.
All right, what do we got today?
This is some...
looks like some white liquid.
Some rum chata.
Okay.
Coconut.
I'll trust that that's what it is. Oh, mine was salty.
It's not half bad. I might dip my balls in yours first.
Oh.
But before, let's get going here. I guess I got the first nominee. My first nominee is going to be for the best meal or food item in a movie. So we've all got movies that we love that have lots of food. Some of them are really delicious looking, and some of them, you know, less delicious looking. But this is about the ones that stood out, the ones that are, maybe they're not the most delicious looking, but you really want to try that. There's something about it that just really stood out that you wanted to taste. So
got that je ne sais quoi.
So for our first nomination, we're gonna go with this one here. All right, so, oh man, I'm really messing up how I'm talking here. This is great.
You're rust.
Because I
shouldn't have let off with this.
Because I have it written out. I didn't have my phone out even to read it. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta have my phone out. Anyway, starting with this one right here. Our mouths were surely watering when Christoph Waltz's Colonel Hans Landa was enjoying what is without a doubt one of the most elegant, flaky, and sweet-looking pastries ever put to screen during one of the many tense scenes in this World War II movie of revenge. We're talking about the apple strudel from Inglourious Basterds.
True story.
Next nominee. I think that I speak for all kids when I say that this feast was any kid's dream meal. It had fruits, it had vegetables, there was a huge fried turkey, even a wheel of cheese with Thudbutt's name and face on it. But to top it all off were the creamy desserts that were mostly used as weaponry in a huge food fight. To this day, I still want to taste those desserts. This is the Lost Boys feast from Hook. Now, beef ragout, cheese souffle, pie and pudding à flambé. This is the next nominee, and it might be animated, but that doesn't make it any less delicious looking. Coupled with one of the catchiest songs in the most Disney library, Belle and the living ornaments and utensils of looking meals ever drawn by hand. Of course, I'm speaking of Be Our Guest scene from Beauty and the Beast.
Most Disney library, huh?
Yeah, I know. My language is amazing. I'm not reading very well.
It's got the great stuff. It's delicious.
Small rating here. And so this last one is just a big, nice slab of meat. But what a slab it is. With our award being named after the John Candy, I felt it was only fitting that we'd have something that would honor one of his best movies. It might have been a fight for him to get it all down, but I know that in my younger days, I figured I could have tackled this monstrosity of meat. Be sure to eat the gristle and fat too. It's the old 96er from the great outdoors.
96 ounces of pure straight.
So before we actually say who the winner is, I thought I'd ask my fellow cohorts here, what do you think of the nominees? And do you have a specific favorite?
I mean, I think they all look delicious, and I like that there's quite a variety we got to go for. Like, sure, you got a big hunk of meat with the 96er, but like the Lost Boys food, they got a lot of cakes and pies, so you got that sweet tooth there. I mean, it's all good. I couldn't pick one. I can't pick.
Yeah. I mean, I think they all bring different things. Like with the apple strudel, you can't forget the creme. the important part. The old 96 are just nothing wrong with some pure straight North Middle West beef. Nothing better.
Just a hefty slab of
the
beef.
gristle detracts a little bit for it. You got to finish the gristle,
Yeah.
but you do get a shirt with it, so
You
that's
do.
the key thing.
Exactly.
Beating the Beast, it's great. I always would like to know what the gray stuff actually tasted like. You can't. And Hook, the only question I have is, does it count? Because it wasn't actually there.
I think you just had to believe enough, and then it appeared.
Yeah.
It's the way I understood it.
A favorite. Hook was the first one that came to mind when this category came up.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, and the he gets a coconut too at the very end.
Slices it in half.
I'm excited to see who wins, John.
Well, I guess without further ado, we'll
The
take a look
inaugural
here.
candy.
For the best meal or food item in a movie,
Candy goes to.
The Lost Boys Feast from Hook.
Oh!
Congratulations to Hook, to Steven Spielberg and the cast. None of them could be here today, so I will accept this award on their behalf.
I be having it.
Yes.
I wonder who else isn't going to be here.
So that's the first award. Congratulations on the candy, Hook.
I'm happy to hear that the winner. That's great.
Guess I'm going here. So our next category is going to be, all right, it is the best Arnold Schwarzenegger role.
Schwarzenegger.
So the nominees for best Arnold Schwarzenegger role are Terminator from T2, Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
T-800, yeah.
Big hulking beast of a robot sent back in time to protect. That's the first one. He's back in time.
Yeah, yes, this
But-
is two.
Yeah.
So he's back in time to protect John Connor. Just a big hulking beefcake. Harry Tasker from True Lies. He's a secret agent of the CIA, I believe, right?
I believe it was here. Yeah.
CIA, yes, correct.
Still a big hulking guy, but he's a little bit funnier this time around, I think. Everything's a little overblown in that movie. We have Jack Slater from Last Action Hero, where Schwarzenegger is basically parodying himself the entire time.
Yeah.
So, also a little bit comedic for the kids. And then Dennis Quaid from Total Recall. A man who kind of lost his memory. And if we're talking over the top, of all the nominees, I think this is the most over the top.
Did this story actually happen, or was he still in the machine?
That is a question we are not going to answer here today.
I gotta say the four probably most iconic of Schwarzenegger's like actual acting roles,
Yeah.
outside of maybe Predator.
Maybe Predator,
Maybe
yeah,
Predator
yeah.
would be the only one that you could.
Yeah, toss maybe Commando in there. if
Commando,
not.
but like
Kindergarten Cop. But there's so many roles. There's so many roles.
But I would say these are the four that
Yeah,
jump to mind
I
to
think
me
so.
as far as like him acting in a role. So.
And the winner for Best Schwarzenegger Role is Harry Tasker.
Harry!
Nice.
Fantastic movie. Love it.
Great
Oh,
dancer.
Jamie Lee
Great dancer.
Curtis. Love her in
Great
that
dancer.
movie. Yes.
I think that plays up to Schwarzenegger's natural acting ability.
He had a great. I think that movie introduced his comedic aspect a little bit the most. I mean, Last Action Hero. It's been so long since I saw that movie. He was great in that one
Yeah,
too, but
yeah.
this one really had a lot of comedic to it from my perspective.
Yeah.
And specifically, there's the scene where his wife is dancing for him,
Yeah.
and he's like in the shadow, and he drops the recorder. I
Yeah.
thought that was just subtle.
Fun fact: she wasn't supposed to fall there. That was
Oh yeah.
improv.
Either way, Schwarzenegger was going to take this one home. So
Nice.
Yeah.
here's to
Schwarzenegger.
you,
It's
Governor.
Nice.
Harry Tasker's Schwarzenegger.
You know, a guy that should be winning an Oscar, but thankfully we can give him a candy.
Yeah. Worth more, in my opinion.
Yeah. I have the honor today of giving the award for our next category, which is the best 1v1 fight in a movie. Just to be clear, there's so many movies out there with lots of action, lots of fighting. This one specifically, it's mano y mano, or if there's a female version of that, I'm not sure. Or if that's for everybody who knows. I'm not the greatest at it, but so yes, mano y mano.
One mono. Yeah.
So we do have some great nominees for this one. So let's run through these best 1v1 fights. First off, we have from a foreign film, The Raid 2, a kitchen fight sequence. Pretty intense fight sequence. Lots of, I think maybe something that led to what we see a little bit more with modern fight sequences now, the long fight sequences. You didn't see that too often. Also on as a candidate, we have Dutch versus the Predator, a great finale moment. You one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, speaking of Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger's going to be in one of these.
Yeah, he had to be in that one. So, absolutely. Also in the fight sequences we have for 1v1. I lost my note there. This is horrible showmanship here, but one of the classic ones from a storied franchise, Star Wars. It is Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Anakin Skywalker on the planet with lava.
You're my brother, Annie.
Yeah. I think we can all agree quite a lot of emotion to that fight, as well as some great theatrics and background. And then lastly, we have from the movie Troy, the fight between Hector and Achilles after Hector had, spoiler alert, killed Achilles' cousin Patroclus, accidentally, one might add. Yes, I think 4 great fights with different variety to them, different styles to the fights.
Yeah.
And rather than get into it too much, before I announce the winner, just curious what do you guys think of the nominees?
I love that there's some with swords, there's some with laser swords, there's some hand-to-hand. It's great, a culmination of different fights. And yeah, like you said with the Raid, with the foreign film, I like how they use all the different utensils in the kitchen as they're fighting. And yeah, the intensity that happens in the Star Wars one with the Anakin and the Obi-Wan's just, it tugs on the heartstrings because you kind of know where this fight's going, and it's hard to watch sometimes.
I think a lot of people would initially think of the Darth Maul fight sequence.
It's one of two of those.
Right? But I think probably this one got nominated for the emotionality behind it. So
I was going to say a couple of those have really strong ties. So you were saying with the Anakin and Obi-Wan, they were students. They were like friends at one point, student master, and friends at one point. So you got a lot of emotion there. Same thing with Achilles and Hector, because there was family. There's family issues behind it. But I still got to throw my hat behind Dutch and Predator, because that movie, he basically learned all these different techniques for that final fight, which helps him out. Yeah. That's why I love it.
Ingenuity.
Well, let's see if your favorite wins this. And the winner of the inaugural best 1v1, it's not going to happen every year. The winner of the best 1v1 fight sequence, the candy goes to Hector versus Achilles from the movie Troy.
Well done.
And as they're both not here to accept it, I will be accepting on their behalf. I would like to thank my parents
for making you watch a historic movie.
And then the do that with the candy.
Finishing blow.
Okay.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Okay, then our next category is gonna be best creature makeup in a movie. And so there's tons of different types of makeup you could go with. You could go with, this is subtle makeup, just, a little bit of line work. Go with like the full ensemble with big, prosthetics. Yes. There's different ways you can do it. I think for most of our nominations, we basically went with the big prosthetics. We went with like the more creature aspect of things. And so...
Just one thing, something that we're seeing less and less of too with CGI nowadays too. So something that really is a testament to older style.
What I love now is when they blend the two. So they'll do the practical and then they'll throw in some CGI to make it looking that much more lifelike.
Absolutely.
So starting us off here, this is one of Tom Cruise's earliest movies. It features fairies and unicorns and one hell of a jacked up, badass looking Tim Curry looking like the devil himself as the Redskin Darkness. It's the type of movie that nightmares are made of. Directed by Ridley Scott in 1985, this is the movie Legend.
I was trying to remember the name.
This next one has a giant toad living under a tree, a pale man with eyes in his hands, and a tall, lanky goat man, which is embodied by the king of playing creepy characters themselves, Doug Jones. Guillermo del Toro's directing is perhaps at its best in this 2006 film, Pan's Labyrinth. Now, this next one is a high-octane video game with tons of blood and gore, along with some serious demonic-looking enemies. Translate to the big screen, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and give some truly nasty-looking baddies, and you got 2005's Doom. There's been multiple movies in this next franchise, along with a couple of reboots, but nothing touches the 2001 version in terms of creature makeup. If no one told you that there were people under that, all that fur, you might believe that they're actually using actual apes. Other than the fact that they talk, of course. Starring Mark Wahlberg and directed by Tim Burton is 2001's Planet of the Apes. Now, one thing I want to just say about this category is they didn't necessarily need to be amazing movies. It's just, as long as the creatures spoke for themselves, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's pretty consistent. I mean, a lot of times when you're using makeup and effects like that, it's more the story of the movie itself, right? It's what tells the story of the movie is the makeups and effects. So sometimes the story can be a little lacking because they rely so much on the visuals. So I think that's not a surprise.
What did you guys think of the nominees at all?
I liked them all. I mean, like you said, it was a little bit heavy on the prosthetics. All our picks went that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think some of it blends really well. Like with Planet of the Apes, the Wahlberg one, that is prosthetics, but like how they get to them, like the mouths, they're on the mouths and stuff, because they really have that ape-like mouth. I don't know what defines it.
I don't know.
It was such a jump compared to the originals, right?
Yeah,
I think that's the one thing about that movie is it took, 20 years worth of
the first one was out in
and-
68.
Yeah, and that one was like 90s or something.
This was like 33
It's
years.
about 30 years difference, and it really showed.
Absolutely.
Pan's Labyrinth always has a very special place in my heart just for the sheer ingenuity.
I would have had a hard time picking any Guillermo del Toro ones because they're just, all of them are just amazing.
Guillermo's great on those things, so yeah. I'm
So-
excited to see who wins.
Let's take a look. So, the winner for the candy for Best Creature Makeup is Tim Burton's 2001 movie Planet of the Apes.
I knew it.
Congratulations. None of the apes could be here today, so we will be accepting that on their behalf. Congratulations, apes.
We'll throw us into the monkey exhibit.
God, how great would it have been if we could have got them, though, hey?
I know. I was on the line with one of them.
If only we had a
busy
big gorilla
schedule.
costume for somebody to show up
movie coming
into.
out.
And the next award category we have today is Best Claymation. So, the nominees are, and I just want to be clear. Okay, you go ahead.
I was going to ask, what's claymation? How do we define that?
So we did have a dividing line between claymation and stop motion because it is the same process. Basically, if we had a nominee that we could definitively say used clay, they were in.
Okay.
So.
And we think these all had clay.
And we're pretty sure
they all had clay.
From our own highly scientific research.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
sure.
don't come at us, all right? We went to Wikipedia.
So, I'm going to get MussKeg to give a little background on this one, but the first nominee is Frankenweenie.
Oh, Frankenweenie. I believe you've seen that movie as well.
Well, wonderful.
Actually, a bit of a tearjerker.
Another Tim Burton movie.
Tim Burton, tearjerker, a boy bringing his pup back to life.
What is fun about it is that it brings a bunch of different Universal monsters into the movie. Like there's a Godzilla sort of part. There's like a vampire one. There's a zombies. A whole bunch of different
His
monsters.
tail keeps falling off the dog.
Yeah.
Because his tail wags.
It's very fun.
Yeah, it's good.
The next nominee, Clash of the Titans, specifically the 1981, not the newer 2000s one. That one's got a whole bunch of stop motion creatures kind of imposed in on the real life characters. So there's the Kraken, the Medusa, and the
Scorpions too.
Scorpions, yes, and then the Calibos.
Calibos, yeah.
But only when he's like from a distance.
Yeah.
Is there a
there is
Minotaur
an
in that one
actor.
too?
I don't recall the Minotaur.
Minotaur? No, the
okay.
Minotaur wasn't in the second or the remake
Okay.
either.
Okay.
And that was Harryhausen.
Harryhausen, yeah.
Yeah.
Did
famed
Jason
for
and the
that.
Argonauts and a whole bunch of other stuff back in the day.
Next nominee, third nominee, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. It's got a portion with Large Marge, where it's a human actor, and then for like a split second, turns into a giant scar face.
Scared the hell out of me.
And, again, Tim Burton,
Oh yeah.
which is our fourth nominee, is also involved with that.
I forgot about this.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
There's a few moments from this one as well, where the sandworms, when Beetlejuice is a snake, and he's got like it's still his head, but he's got like a snake-like body.
Yeah.
All Tim Burton. That's going to be, I don't know, pretty universal
it's
for all
hopefully,
these.
yeah.
Hopefully the sequel has some of that too. I would love some more stop motion.
I think in
claymation.
our research for this, one thing we would say is we wish there was more claymation.
Yeah. So The winner for Best Claymation is Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Congratulations,
Large Marge.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I would give this to Large Marge, but unfortunately she's passed.
She has. She did.
And
pass.
as Pee-wee.
That's why she's so scared. Yeah. Dark. We got dark.
So I'll just be keeping this one.
So there was a good chance Tim Burton was going to take this one home with one of his movies.
Yeah.
75% chance. 75%.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, moving on to our next category of the night. We have... This is the wrong one.
Technical difficulties.
We have...
Is this a La La Land situation
Best...
here?
I made sure it's not a La La Land situation. We have the best monologue movie. So, monologue, pretty self-explanatory. The best, somebody stands up in a movie and just gives that speech, that talk, that story, that thing, that jazz. That
Mono means one. Log means log.
A dead tree.
And that's for male or female or in between. It works for all. So before I read the, oh my goodness, just about skipped to the answer.
Oh,
here we go. I'm very excited for this.
The nominees that could have won would have been.
Yeah. So our nominees for the best movie to drink to. The first one.
Monologue.
Monologue.
Oh God! I just about did the movies to drink to.
This is a La La Land thing here.
Whoops. Must have been that ball sweat from John in that shot. Best monologue. First nominee we have from a fantastic movie from the early 90s, The Fugitive. Tommy Lee Jones won himself the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for this movie, which I'm sure if he had the choice, he'd change it for a candy. So he could be the first potential Oscar and candy winner we've ever seen, potentially. He had an amazing monologue in it, where he talked about how he wanted Harrison
the
Ford
radius
caught.
that he wanted to make for finding Harrison Ford.
It wasn't the I don't care, because that's not a monologue. But again, one of our first nominees. Our second nominee, Sir Michael Caine. Just want to say that.
Michael Caine.
From the fantastic movie The Dark Knight, with the greatest film performance of all time, Heath Ledger's the Joker. His, I think we call it the Some Men Want to Watch the World Burn speech. So now, most people would think initially the Gary Oldman speech at the end of the movie, right? The Dark Knight, the Silent
It's good. It's good.
This speech happens, I believe, when Bruce Wayne's at his downtrodden moment. He's not sure what's going on. He's very depressed, not sure if he's going to keep doing this or how he can keep doing this. And Michael Caine came along and gave us the Tangerine speech. So, also a nominee for the best monologue we have from a film 1970s. It came out. I'm not going to say the number in case I'm wrong. The very first, some call it the first quintessential Hollywood blockbuster, Jaws.
Okay.
There's a great sequence, and I want to say near the climax. Three of them are sitting in the boat drunk, waiting to try and catch this shark. And Quint gives the monologue about the delivering of the hydrogen bomb to Hiroshima on the SS Indianapolis. A chilling one that he was absolutely hammered the first time he did it, and he had to do it again, and he seemed hammered still, but he did a damn good job on it. Black like a shark's eye, like a dog's eyes. And our last nominee, from probably what many consider maybe one of the greatest, most epic of trilogies of all time, the Lord of the Rings trilogies, The Two Towers, Samwise Gamgee's speech at the end, that there's some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for. I think he says fighting for. But anyways, those are our four nominees. And as always, before I read who's the winner, I'd like to know, what are you guys' thoughts on these four nominees?
Oh, I love every one of those movies, and those are definitely some standout moments with those monologues. I honestly almost forgot about the Quint monologues. Like, damn, that is actually a very, very solid monologue. I love that one. And the one that always stands out for me, probably the most when I think of monologues, is the Tommy Lee Jones one with The Fugitive. He's talking about every doghouse, hen house, and playhouse, or whatever the hell he says in the monologue, and it just goes on, but it's gripping. It's all gripping.
That's why I won the Oscar.
I'm a little bit surprised when you said The Dark Knight, and I was expecting the Joker one where he says, I can't remember what something everyone loses their mind.
Yeah.
He has a big monologue, and I thought that was a more popular one, but
I think that one doesn't, because it's not technically a monologue, because he's with That's in the interrogation scene. Is that the interrogation scene?
I cannot.
I can't recall, but yeah.
But
Maybe.
yeah.
Well, then let's see. The candy for the best movie monologue goes to. It's been crossed out. Samwise Gamgee from the Two Towers and Lord of the Rings.
Congratulations, Samwise. Hero.
Truly deserves it.
Sean asked.
Draws a tear to your eye.
Love that guy.
So,
So we got one more round of awards to give out here, and I'll be giving out. The last one I have here is the actor that makes every movie better. So that's kind of a vague statement. It's maybe not necessarily the best actor. It's a person that you love to see in a movie, and you know, like, oh, I love that guy. He always improves the movie in some way, state or form.
French Stewart.
French Stewart, yeah, always, man.
the answer, of course, is onions.
So, starting us off here, he's played Dracula, Sirius Black, Zorg, Winston Churchill, Lee Harvey Oswald, and the Commissioner Gordon from the Dark Knight trilogy, just to name a few. What I'm saying is this man has a massive catalog of amazing roles. He's one of the best actors working today and always makes everything he's in just that much more interesting. He's Gary Oldman, and he is the chameleon of acting.
Mm-hmm. And English.
So this next one, I'm telling you, charisma goes a long way when it comes to making a movie better. And this guy's got it in spades. Whether he's stranded on the moon, or playing Zaphoid Beeblebrox in Hitchhiker's Guide, Justin Hammer in Iron Man 2, or George W. Bush in Vice, this man is always entertaining to watch. There's a good chance that he might toss in a dance move or two wherever he's playing a role. But for that, we love Sam Rockwell.
Mm-hmm. Oscar winner.
Yes, actually, I believe the last one was too. Actually, the last two have been Oscar winners. Both of these guys.
Yes, you're right.
This next one, he's done some amazing supporting roles, whether it's Making It Rain in Along Came Polly or coaching the Oakland A's in Moneyball. Can also be doing big blockbusters like being the menacing villain in Mission Impossible 3, or helping Katniss Everdeen in Hunger Games. But he can also steal the show like he does in the likes of the talented Mr. Ripley or as Truman Capote in Capote. This man has serious range and always understood the assignment. It's a damn shame that we lost him so soon. We truly miss you, Philip Seymour Hoffman. And this last one. This next guy might be known for his hatred of Spider-Man, but he's also been a hard-ass music instructor in Whiplash, played the short-lived Ivo Shandor in Ghostbusters Afterlife, just gets ripped in half, dies really quickly, spoiler, and has a plethora of voice acting roles throughout his career. He has a very distinctive look and an even more distinctive voice. There's no mistaking him when he's given any role. This is J.K. Simmons.
I gotta say, I think we should all be really excited because for those of you at home paying attention, we are guaranteed to have history tonight. The very first double winner of an Oscar and a candy.
Yeah.
Could happen tonight. You know how they have the EGOT, which is, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony?
Yeah.
We'll throw the C on
throw the candy
for the
in there.
CGOT.
Yeah.
We got a chance for, we got a chance for candy Oscar.
Does any of those stand out to you guys as a winner for you, or do you love them all, or what do you think?
All of them, to be perfect.
They're all winners.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm sure when this category is getting thought up, like Sam Rockwell probably came to a lot of people's minds. Probably was on everybody's short list for it. So, a fantastic one. J.K. Simmons. Everybody on this list is deserving of this one. And it'll be a shame if the one I'm hoping for doesn't win.
I mean, they're all acclaimed. Like, they have multiple Oscar winners on this, so I really can't choose between them. They all deserve it. No one here is a higher skill level, like, by any big degree, right? So
100% agree. 100% agree. So, without further ado, the actor that makes every movie better. Every movie. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Congratulations. You get a candy. Send it to your widow. There you go.
What about his son?
I don't know.
Cooper Hoffman.
I don't know who he has.
Give it to him.
available.
A film actor himself, actually.
Okay. I'll continue watching his career, I guess. I don't think he had a son.
He was in Licorice Pizza.
I haven't seen that one.
So my final category to present is Best Bar in a Movie. So the nominees for Best Bar in a Feature Film are the Mos Eisley Cantina from Star Wars A New Hope. It's a classic spacefaring joint to go to. A little bit shady and no droids allowed.
No droids allowed, I was going to say. Lightsaber's okay, apparently, though.
Blasters.
We have the Titty Twister from Dusk Till Dawn. Country Boy, would you like to...
If you
note
know a
on
bunch
that?
of vampires and you want to go to a bar, go to the Titty Twister, because they got Salma Hayek with a freaking bikini on and a big old snake wrapped around her.
Are there
Sexy
titties?
as hell.
Are there titties?
There's some titties.
Nice.
They twist them.
Then we have the Winchester from Shaun of the Dead. Nice little English pub where you can get together with your friends and have a few drinks. Survive an apocalypse if you have to.
Yeah.
And then finally is the Prancing Pony from Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. A nice old style tavern. It's got some rogues and brigands, and they might be your friends if you give them a little song.
They've got pints, too.
They got pints, yes.
Making a pints.
Pints. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the nominees here?
I just wanted to say one of them, the Winchester, has not just some value as a place to drink, but it's quite defensible, which is why they ended up there in the first place. So
Yeah, it's even got a gun you can use.
yeah, and jukebox with some good Queen.
I think Moss Eisley's canteen is probably the first one I even thought of when I was thinking of like places to go drink. I was like, I just want to drink somewhere in Star Wars universe, and that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Play that same song again.
Okay.
And then the Titty Twister. That's it might be a little seedy and scary, but if you're a vampire, you're totally good to go.
That's every day for them. So
And the winner of Best Bar in a Movie goes to... The Winchester!
Congratulations.
Shaun of the Dead.
Congratulations.
still standing.
It's still standing.
Okay.
And the last.
Last. Well, I actually am happy that I get to go last in this one, because I give away in the inaugural candies a category that I think is the most representative of this show, maybe where the show even started. Wasted Opinions being this channel. We get to talk about and give away the candy for the best movie to drink to. Something we're all quite versed in.
We even have an episode dedicated to this.
We have an episode dedicated to this,
Yes.
so you might, if you've seen it before, you might
know some of the
You might
nominees.
know some of the nominees already, but
Never touch the stuff.
hey, why not? So, first off, first nominee that we have from this one, classic coming-of-age comedy from the early 2000s, one that really, some would argue is near the end of the raunchy comedies when they were coming out. But still a fantastic one. And that movie, of course, is Judd Apatow's Superbad. Second movie we have in the nominations, I believe it came out in 2006, from the Broken Lizard Troupe. What else is there to say but Beer Fest?
Yeah. If it's going to be a Broken Lizard movie, that's the drinking movie.
Additionally, we also have for nominees for the best movie to drink to, for my opinion. Just kidding. Dazed and Confused, the classic 1993 movie based on the last day of school for a group of seniors in the U.S. Can't remember where specifically it's taking place.
It's all set in one day.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, we have a double nominee as far as producers in this category. Broken Lizard also bringing to the table Super Troopers. So they got a 50-50 shot of coming away with the candy.
Yeah,
so thoughts?
Thoughts?
I mean, you can just watch our last episode.
Broken Lizard. I know when we get together, Broken Lizard movies are definitely movies that we tend to throw on there. We love to drink to them, have drinking games along with them.
Any of them are drinking movies.
Yeah, absolutely. And Superbad, even if you're not drinking, it's a fun movie to watch. And I love it. Great nominees, great nominations.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And the candy for the best movie to drink to goes to La La Land.
Yeah. Congratulations to La La Land.
Oh wait, sorry. Beer Fest.
Beer Fest, well done, well deserved. Fantastic, fun drinking movie, absolutely.
Cheers to Beer Fest.
Cheers to all the winners today.
Cheers to all the winners today. You're right.
Absolutely. So that is going to do it for our award show, for our movie award show. Maybe we'll do some game awards, maybe we'll do some TV awards. We'll see later down the road.
And here's all the people we lost this year.
Oh, we've got our in memoriam.
No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
Before we go, we'll introduce ourselves, not introduce ourselves, starting with the far right.
I like that. Far left. Oh, yeah.
Far right.
Far right. Okay, yeah. My name
On
is,
screen, it's left.
Yeah, I gotcha. MussKeg is my name. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, PSN as MussKeg.
I am the Lewis Lightning. You can find me on YouTube or Twitch. You gotta put the Lewis Lightning, so like my name with a the on the front.
And I'm CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewheres. As CountryBoy_9, as CountryBoy_9. What am I talking about? I just went in a loop there. I meant to say CountryBoy_9 or CountryBoy9er on other channels as well too. On Twitch, Twitter, PSN, Instagram, YouTube. I unbox toys and stuff like that. Go ahead and check me out.
And check out our shop. We're gonna have our our t-shirts on.
We'll see who buys
so
which when
if
it
we
sold
see
the
enough,
most.
if we see enough comments in the enough comments, we'll get them on there for you. So
Thanks for watching. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed this award show.
See ya.
the hook. Maybe like Dwight in the offices where he's like, remember when Dwight's trying to be Jim?
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start looking at this camera and do it.
Okay.
See how this fucking goes.
See ya.
The hook. Okay, it would have been better if I could have got
Just a slap.
the slap. That's how the candies get people off stage.